Hi guys, I just want to do this quick training on goal setting and managing your goals. Obviously the first thing I ask people when I meet them is what are your goals, and sometimes people don't really have the clearest idea on what their goal is or how they're going to get there, and that's why you guys come to work with me. Now, goals change along the way, and these could be your main goal or they could be like smaller goals. Now, not all of them need to involve me. Not all of them you need your help with. In some things, as you get stronger and more confident along the road, or even from the beginning, you might think, I want to deal with this myself, but I don't necessarily know how to. So that's why I just want to talk about goals and goal setting. And for if you ever feel like you're going in a slightly different direction, or you feel like your goal is not quite achievable, how then you can then look at that goal from a different point of view and structure it differently. So they always say, what was it? A goal without a plan is just a dream. So basically saying that you all talk. A goal without action is just a dream. So if you set a goal, I'm going to do this, I want to do this, and you don't action it, then you're just dreaming. You're not really doing anything to take yourself closer to that. Okay? What I do personally to manage all of my goals, and this is how I've worked for years, and this is what gets shit done for me and how I move forward and just achieve everything I've ever achieved, is I put stuff into books. So I've got some here. This one is actually the productivity method. It's very specific for goal setting. I'm not saying buy a book. That was a gift. It was quite expensive. But this one probably works better for me, and it's literally just a notepad. Now, if you've ever worked or seen with me, or been on a day trip with me or anything, you'll notice I always have a notebook. Not always quite that big. I don't know where I've put my other one. I've got a Hamilton one. It's dead cool. And everything that I've achieved over the past 7 to 8 years has been written down in a book. And that could be from going to buy a pint of milk, or to setting up a new ISA, or investing in a new property, or running a half marathon, signing up for a triathlon like I have done recently. Everything gets written down, and if it's written down, it means I am 100% going to do it. And if I get a couple of pages into my book and I realize that there's one of these things that have just drifted back, I'll mark it off and I'll bring it forward, because it still needs to be done. The only reason it hasn't been marked off is because it hasn't been complete. Now, that's good for like smaller goals, and I know this works really, really well for me. But when I work with clients and you guys, how I like to manage my goals is with a process called, it's process goals and outcome goals. So you will come to me and say, Aaron, I want to lose 10 kilograms and I want to do it in 6 weeks. Now, that's a lot of weight. That is a lot of weight. 7,700 calories in a kilogram over that's about 2 pounds a week, I think, if my maths is right. So if you're dead set on that and you are going to do that, you need to think, how am I going to get there? Okay, how am I going to get from A, talking to Aaron now, to B, losing 10 kilos in 6 weeks? You need to have a process. It's not going to be like, so if I asked you, oh, well, I'm just going to lose weight and I'm going to exercise more. Right, okay. So what are you going to do to lose weight? What are the processes going to be? Are you going to drink less wine in the evening? Are you going to say no to dessert if you like a 3-course meal on the weekend? Are you going to not snack during the day? Are you going to do all three? But something has to give. It can't just be, I am going to diet, because it won't happen. They could just be the things on the surface that make a little bit of an extra difference, but when you dig into it that little bit more, you've got things like, what is the diet approach going to be? So, am I going to count calories? Am I going to fast? Am I going to do some restrictive eating? I am going to go keto. Don't go keto. Please don't go keto. Don't go keto. If you're working with me, you're obviously not going to be doing that. And if you're watching this, you're working with me. So. But yeah, you need to think of a process. And I'm going to do some exercise. What is that exercise going to be? Are you going to go to the gym more? Oh yeah, I could say, what's the exercise going to be? I'm going to go to the gym more. Right. When? Oh, after work. Well, why aren't you doing it now? Oh, because I've just been busy, but I'm going to make sure it happens. What are you going to do to make sure that happens so that you can achieve your goal? You've got to dig deep. You've got to get to the root of the problem to move forward to hit your goals. And this is part of the process. Okay? So exercise and more could be taking the dog for an extra walk, taking the stairs, avoiding the lifts and escalators, running an extra K if you're a runner on the end of your run, and slapping on the middle at the beginning as well. What other examples do we have? You know, not taking the bus, walk, driving to work, or car sharing to work and walking back. These are just very small examples. Or, you know, getting to walking groups or going to the gym. You know the score. There's loads of different options, but how are you going to do that? You can't say exercise. Losing weight and exercise, it doesn't wash, because that's what you've been doing all your life, and that's why it hasn't worked. So you need to have more of a process in place. Manifesting goals is now I'm not hippy dippy and I'm quite real, but it is good to picture yourself in that situation, and that kind of comes throughout the process as well. Of like, how are you going to manifest this? What do you see? What does that goal look like to you? And if you can see and envision that, then it's a lot easier to get there as well. So because it gives it an importance, it makes it real. Where I'm saying I'm going to lose 10 kilograms, what does that look like? What does it look like? Is it you just sat on the sofa just looking a bit slimmer? Or is it you running around the park with your grandkids? Is it you doing a climb, like climbing up Ben Nevis or something, but you couldn't do because you weight? Is it you not getting surgery or being able to get surgery because you've lost weight? So manifest what your goal is. Now there's that's an outcome and process goal. That's what I like to use as my guys. It's simple, it's real, and it's easy to do by yourself. You can really dig deep on them. You can dig deep. There's also something called a SMART goal. And a SMART goal is an acronym for specific, measurable, achievable or attainable, realistic, and timely or tangible. So how specific is your goal? 10 kilos in 6 weeks. That's the goal. How measurable is it? 6 weeks. How attainable or achievable? I would say it's pushing on. It's going to be hard. Then you have how realistic is it? It's at the top end of not being too realistic, but by digging in and sticking to it, you could achieve that. And tangible, can you do it? Yes. Is it timely? Just. I would say that's a lot of work. Now, if you get any no's in that SMART goal process, then write it off. You need to do something again. Okay? You need to reassess your goal, because if the SMART goal doesn't add up, it's unlikely like you're going to get to where you want to be. I hope that makes sense. So they're outcome goals and SMART goals. Outcome goals are the best with a book. Write everything down. I've just been for a walk and took this with me, and it's just full of little things, like so many, just everything goes in them books, and it helps me put down my goal before I even know it's a goal. Let me know how this sounds, guys. If you have any questions on your goals, or you need to reassess them and you're a little bit stuck on how you might do that by yourself, please let me know and I'll help you with that. Best of luck and keep it up.